Should be a go. I'm with Banksy YouTube. What is up? It's time for another coaching session. We're going to be going over some gameplay with Jax. For those who don't know, this is a little unorthodox. This is a guy who is trying to learn the game pretty much from scratch and has elected to take lessons to try to jump into learning as much as he can as fast as he can. So this is a little different because he's like level 13 right now. So we're going to be really going in on little details, minutia, and stuff that for some of you guys watching this might be obvious, but even still, there could be some stuff to pick up on, things to learn from. So, yeah. You are facing... Alright, so how many champs do you know right now? Many? Not many?
Maybe just Jax and a little bit of Wukong, and that's about it.
But you know what other champions do at all, or no?
A little bit. I know what Garen does and a few others, but not too many. I'm not really well versed.
Okay, no, that's fine. And in general, what you should be trying to do is when these lanes are like once we get into the lane phase, I'll go into more details. But basically, whole game centers around managing cooldowns of all champs. And there's just kind of a rhythm is the best way that I can describe this to you, and it will take practice outside of the obvious coaching stuff, but it's going to take practice to get it down. But if I were to break this game down to its basic, like, bare bones stuff for you, it would come down to everyone has cooldowns. Some people have longer cooldowns than others, and you can get a feel for what your timing windows are after you've experienced a lane for... you know, just a few minutes. You can really figure out, okay, I gotta dodge this, I gotta expect this. In the instance of Garen, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit just to talk right away about how this lane looks. You're doing the correct thing, by the way, starting E. I don't mind you starting Doran's Blade either. I think that at lower levels, what you should be trying to do is really just fuck winning. I know this sounds stupid, but fuck winning and just go to push your limits and learn like what you can get away with. No one's gonna look back on your unranked games and go, man, you sucked when you were unranked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't feel like I'm not saying just like mindlessly feed, but I'm saying don't be afraid to like try trades, try dives, really try to push the boundaries. The way that you want to take these trades, by the way, what you just did, I'm gonna back this up and show you. So Counter-Strike, specifically, what it does is allows you to basically face tank all the minions. And I don't know if you know how minion aggro works, but basically if you attack Garen, minions will attack you. If he's in this little, let me see, let me move him forward a little bit. So here, if you attack Garen right now, you can see my mouse, I assume, right? You can see it? Are you there?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that I'm not lagging or anything for you.
No, it's okay.
So if you attack Garen, like if you right-click Garen right now, these minions will all pretty much turn on you. I think the only one that might not is the one in the front that's about half health. So a way to trade with Jax, which is really clever, a lot of people use it, experienced Jax players, as they will auto, as soon as they auto Garen, they'll turn their E on. What that pretty much does is that returns all minion damage. If Garen stays onto you, that's going to return that minion damage to Garen and give him the stun and allow you one more auto. Then you can go into the brush and drop minion aggro, not turret aggro. So watch when you go in for the trade. I want to show you. This is what I'm talking about. So like you come in here and watch. You just turn on your E, right?
Yeah.
If you auto him, then turn it on, you'll see a bigger spike in damage. That's how Jax wins like these early level trades all the time, as he uses the minion aggro to his advantage.
Yeah.
So it's a cool little trick to know, because you deal a little damage obviously, but you would have done way more.
Yeah.
And anytime you auto, try to break aggro. Keep trades short. So there, when you like, if you auto him, here he silences you, right? As you auto him twice, you see you try to chase for that extra auto, you should just drop aggro and go into the turrets. Let me show you again. So he jumps onto you, right? He silences you. You come in for the damage. Here it comes, right? You're gonna go for and auto him. Back away, right there.
Okay.
The reason why is because as soon as you auto him, you're fine to do those little quick trades, especially when he goes to last hit, because this is a great window of time. Anytime that the minions are low here, he's going to want a last hit, so there's a chance that you get a free trade. That makes sense to you, right?
Yeah.
Because he has to auto the minion. That animation of him autoing the minion allows you the opportunity to attack. However, as soon as you attack, ranged minions go, no, fuck you, buddy. And then they try to attack you. So you can auto and back away, or, again, your E's off of cooldown. So you really can just auto him, E, walk forward, stun, auto, auto, then hit the brush.
Yeah.
And make the trade, like, super positive for you. Just make sure that you anticipate the thing about Garen. See, that was actually a little better because you saw you dealt more damage than the first time. That was because some of the minions were still aggro to you. Remember, every time that you're autoing Garen, those minions are on you until you literally go to, like, here where this minion is or into the brush. You can always use the brush after every trade. So think, and this is something that mid laners in particular seem to do a lot better than top laners in my experience. AD carries, or whatever, they can trade a little bit more aggressively because generally speaking they have lifesteal through like Doran's Blade. They have like a support like a Soraka or a Sona healing them. But in the top lane in particular, a lot of the times people go for these trades and they don't break aggro the correct way and they take a lot of minion damage. And I notice that it's more the bruiser types that don't understand it. But that's something that you want to get in the habit of, is understanding as soon as I attack this guy, in order to make the trade good, I need to break minion aggro right away or go in for the kill. So it's like, yeah, go ahead.
Take a hit, go to the brush or back to the
or just
turrets.
back away until you see the minions pull away. Because remember, as soon as you attack him, minions will jump to you. Now, one more thing about this is, like, if you go in and you use your E, or any spell, like say for example, you know who Zed is, right?
Yeah.
So he throws his Q, his little shuriken thing that he like throws out. Mm-hmm. If you use abilities like that, you don't draw minion aggro. A lot of the times on Tryndamere, you'll see me like E into people and then not auto them.
Yeah.
I do stuff like that. It's because I'm not actually drawing minion aggro there until I auto him.
Okay.
Then the minions come. Then the minions attack me. So as long as auto attacks primarily on hit stuff. You've seen me play a lot of Gangplank, right? Anytime you Q, Gangplank's Q counts as like an on hit thing. So it technically counts as an auto attack. So if I Q, if I'm Gangplank standing where you are and I Q Garen, those minions will attack me. If I stand here to where this little crack is and I Q Garen, these couple minions here will go to me. Because I'm attacking Garen, that's aggro range, those minions will move. These ones won't because they're out of that aggro range. But any minion, there's like a little bubble, and as soon as you attack a champion in that bubble, bam, minions will turn on you until you either egress out or go into a brush and break vision. And the other exception to that is if for some reason someone wards the brush, then simply going into the brush won't break aggro. So say if Garen had a ward here and you autoed him and hit the brush, the minions would chase you still because they have vision of you.
Yeah.
So just this is important to know, and you can tell me if you already know this stuff. You can feel free to interrupt me.
No, I don't know any of that, actually.
Okay, excellent. Okay, good. Cool. Okay, so let's go back into... These are spots that you're going to have to be very, very comfortable with as you play the top laner. It's one of the things that I really hammer home on, like, any of my champs, really. And like I said, you're in norms, like, you're bare bones right now, so I really want you just pushing your limits and finding out your voice a little bit when it comes to this type of stuff. So here, as soon as you turn level 2, in game, I'm gonna back up one more time just to show you. You see the little purple bar here?
Yeah.
In game, I don't exactly know where it is in game, like where it shows up. Like I don't know. My brain isn't that good, even though I play this game all the time. Like there's a little bar that shows your XP in game. Right, yeah. So it's not going to look like this. It's going to look a little different than what we have here. Get familiar. I think it's actually on the new HUD. I think it's like below your champion picture, actually. But as you're killing minions, this bar is going up. And you can watch it here. It's different than in-game, but the general idea is the same. So notice as you kill minions, that bar climbs, right? Or as long as you're in XP range, the bar climbs. This is how, right there... if you're reading it properly, you would know that you're about to turn. As soon as that minion died, you see this one here?
Yeah.
As soon as that minion dies, you should know that you're turning level 2. anytime that you get level 2 over a top laner and he's not reacting to it correctly, you can punish him. Jax is a great champion, by the way, to do this. He's not, I put Riven, Jarvan, Tryndamere, Jax, Renekton, all those champions that have like aggressive moves that they can make are great in level 2 all-ins. Garen actually isn't so great at this because, I mean, he's very predictable. He's going to try to run to you, silence, and spin. It's not so much of a gap close or anything like that. But here with Jax, as soon as you spike 2, the best way to play this is to jump in. Now, I think your E's on cooldown, so that's on you to manage your cooldowns better, to kind of plan on this level 2. But as soon as you have the cooldowns, you should be just jumping in on it, which it looks like you do here in this example. And that's good. That's what you really want to do.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss these opportunities, and you want to just trade here. There's no, honestly, I don't know what you're scared of. Yeah, I was gonna say, and Yi comes up to gank your kill. But yeah, you didn't even need Yi. I mean, he pretty much just steals it from you.
Yeah.
But there's no threat there because you already know Garen's only ability that he has, even though you're inexperienced, the only thing that Garen can do to you here is silence you and auto. That's it. And you have the edge. You just have raw base stats. That's one of the things about the level 2 versus level 1 all-in that I hammer home all the time for lower rank guys, is that as long as you're aware of your XP and the health and, roughly, you can be slightly behind a guy. As long as you have level 2, you can go in on it. Here, when he ganks for you, Garen doesn't have, he has like this is like newbie game, so he had like heal and flash. When Yi ganks for you here in the future, and this will take you a while to get used to this little nuance stuff, but you should know, okay, Garen's dead, so I need to get this to the turret ASAP to punish him being dead. So this whole time that he leaves base and walks down the lane, you want these minions to be taking turret damage, and basically, if he deviates at all from coming right back in the lane, you want him penalized. Even though everybody in their right mind is going to come to top, but still, you want to get out. You want to push this and get out, so that for 2 reasons: so you can buy items and extend your lead, and if the jungler, remember, Yi just showed up and burned flash. So if this jungler is good, which as you climb, they'll get better. Lee, if there was like a Lee Sin on the other team, Yi comes up, takes the kill, and leaves you, and doesn't push the lane. Lee can just come literally like this around this bend and just kill you now.
Yeah.
So what you want to do, the reason I'm saying all this in a long-winded way, is to explain. You know how to do the pings, right? Like the smart pings.
No, I don't actually.
I think you hold Alt. So
Okay.
you like hold Alt, and you could say assist me. He might not do it because these are newbie games, but some people will. So you're basically saying assist me, and you ping it like that, and he'll push the lane for you. He'll help you push the lane. A lot of people get mad when their junglers like tax them, but it's actually the correct thing to do in the spot because Garen's dead, and you want to penalize him being dead, and you need Yi's protection in case a counter gank comes. Like I said, this guy, these are newbie games. He's nowhere near top, but generally speaking, as you go up, if someone's ganking you, that means a lot of the time that the other jungler could be around in the same exact location.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
So after I take a bunch of damage after that kill, I want to ask for assistance so I can push the lane further, just in case I want to call more people to me, so I don't get killed.
Yeah, it's multiple reasons. It's protection, it's getting your jungler some extra XP, and in exchange, pushing the turret as fast as humanly possible. Because even though you have all these minions here, look how long it takes you to get going.
Yeah.
You could really help with this. You take a point in W. I don't think you've taken a point yet in your W. But you can use W as like an auto attack reset. So you can basically you can auto, press W, and then auto again and maximize your damage output. That's a little advanced, but it's just a way for you to push the lane a little faster as Jack. So this is what I'm talking about. If Yi's there, he would be able to help you secure this and get it to the turret safely. Because right now, you see how you're kind of exposed? This isn't really a safe spot. You don't have vision here. And like I said, any jungler with like a red buff could probably pick you off. You might be able to outplay him with all these minions since you're Jax. But it's risky,
Yeah.
So like now Garen's going to show up, and you're going to have to walk all the way. You don't get to push all these in and get this gold. It would have been a lot easier if Yi had helped you, I think. But
Yeah.
like you have no control over that. It's just you ping. If he helps you, he helps you. If he doesn't, he doesn't, and then you just adjust. Now this is great. If someone's actually stupid enough to chase you instead of farming, that's always great for you, by the way.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want him to walk around all stupid. This is low, this is newbie stuff. So a lot of the time, he's going to turn around like here and just go back to farming because he's just missing all this gold
Yeah.
that he should be getting. So you back. Let's see what you do here. For items, traditionally speaking on Jax, you want to go towards Blade of the Rune King into like Triforce.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to do. And Blade of the Rune King and Triforce is going to give you the opportunity to be really aggressive if you can farm well and get those items, and that will come with time. You'll get better at last hitting. You'll get better at, getting advantages. And the faster you can get Blade of the Rune King, Triforce, and maybe like boots, that's like all you're going to need on Jax to start steamrolling fucking games until you really climb. Let's see. So you're opening with the spin. That's fine. I don't really have any issues with that, but like don't overchase it. Just do your trade and then back away.
Yeah.
Because he can turn it with his silence. If he really wanted, like, let me show you how this trade should go if he was good. Okay, so if he wanted to actually trade with you here, he should technically beat you in this, just because you jump into a lot of minions.
Yeah.
So what happens is it's fine because, like I said, I want you pushing your limits and seeing how the trades go and how they look, but. Notice how he kind of backs away because he's, like, scared. In reality, he should just be coming at you with his silence and, like, smacking you around. But you see how much space he gives you to walk away and make the trade kind of unanswered? If he really wanted to, he would have silenced you, autoed you, and then he would have won that trade because of the minions.
Yeah.
So just remember, minions are... If both bruisers play a trade right... the minions pretty much are the they break even, so to speak. So you traditionally don't want to go to try to out-trade somebody until you have greater minions or the minions have just thinned out briefly, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now with Jax, wow, you're being weird right now.
Yeah.
That looked really strange. Actually, I guess it's okay because you do use the minions. I just thought it was funny the way that you went in. Was that what you were thinking to do there?
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess it's fine. So you wanted to draw the minions to you and then use that to trade. Cool. That's clever. I dig it. It took me a minute to recognize what exactly you're doing. I didn't know if you knew or not what you're getting into.
Yeah. Well, maybe I didn't know. I don't. I probably didn't, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I probably just went in there kind of.
Well, here's the thing: is the only reason this works. I want you to be clear. The only reason this works is because you're Jax, okay?
Yeah. If it was anyone else, those minions and...
Those minions would shred you, but notice, you're just tanking all that minion damage, and then he gets hit by it, and you see, the trade actually is huge for you, even though it really shouldn't be.
So the E works as, like, if you take it, it absorbs damage and dishes it back out?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
So he dodges all incoming basic attacks. All incoming basic attacks, to include minions. Which is why a trade that looks really, really foolish works out in Jax's favor sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting, like, cheese, so to speak, to get behind minions or to aggro minions by auto-attacking a champion first and then switching on your E. That's all well and good.
Okay.
You understand. Like, you can manipulate the minion aggro for your own benefit as long as you have the E ready and you understand what you're getting into. And you got to keep the trades smart.
Okay. Yeah, so... Like you were saying earlier about doing the auto attack for the aggro, that works in my favor because the more they attack me with the Eon, the more damage I do.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
It was just a stun.
Yeah, so that's why, exactly. So that's why when I was saying at the beginning, if you think back to the beginning of the lesson when I was talking about, when you go in for a level 1 trade, a lot of people just start E, auto the guy, walk into the minions, and just keep autoing him and stunning.
Yeah.
The things you got to be cognizant of is like whether or not somebody can dodge your stun. That's where the mind games come in as a top laner. In the case of Garen, I don't really know how a good Garen versus Jax looks. My understanding is Garen's supposed to beat you early on if he plays it right. I believe that's how it is. I could be wrong, but I think that's correct. And but like as you scale and get items, or you know, you just make smart stuns with your jungler coming up to gank, like you'll be fine. So either you hit the farm, you get your last hits and don't feed, or the jungler comes up and you stun. But in the instance of like low level games, yeah, just go in and like I said, just push your limits and figure out how trades look with the champion like Jax by using the minions, like auto attack the guy, switch on your E, you know, get the minion aggro, auto him again, hit the brush, and then manipulate those little advantages and see how the lane looks for you.
Yeah.
Jax is, by the way, a champion that I probably should have spent more time on in my LoL career, because he really is. If you play him well, you can get all the way up to Challenger with, like, high ping. I know a guy who's made Challenger, like, NA and EU West, which is absurd, in just playing Jax. So there's no doubt in my mind that if you play this champion correctly and master him, you can pretty much take him, like, mid or top and be fine. Like, there's really no, you know, I mean, people say, oh, meta, like, Jax doesn't play mid, for example, but it's bullshit. Like, if you know a champion inside and out, you can play him versus any. It's just like I play Tryndamere into fucking Victor and win. Like, it doesn't matter. It only matters if you're playing someone who's absolutely top tier at those champions.
Oh yeah, like low tier stuff, I don't think it would even matter.
No, it's never gonna matter. You could be up here with like the ultimate counter lane. I don't know, a fucking Vayne. I don't know if a Vayne's a counter lane. I'm just trying to think. Or Caitlyn, and you could probably find a way to beat it if you just knew the champion inside and out.
Yeah.
So, you kill Garen again. Let me look at this actually. So when did you kill him? You could technically, let me back this up and go more into depth on the lane, like the trades. So you kill Garen, okay? This is something that you need to think about as you play more. This is a spot where you're justified in just backing right now.
Yeah.
The reason being is because notice where the minions are in relation to one another, the wave should push to you.
Yeah.
You've got way more minions on their side than you do on your side. So if you just back and teleport forward, that's, like, in my opinion, the most optimal way to play this situation. Don't even worry about the siege minion. It's fine. He's not getting a siege minion, and neither are you. Whatever. What you're more concerned about is keeping the lane. You want the lane here. You understand the concept of freezing lanes and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe not.
Okay. Well, that's why I'm here, my brother.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the things that you're gonna have to master in order. It's not about just winning your lane and, like, beating the guy. You want this guy to fucking want to hang himself. That's what top lane's about. Like, this is not, like, mid lane, you can't freeze. Top lane, you can freeze. Bottom lane, you can freeze. Traditionally speaking, bottom lane doesn't get frozen as much because of the two-on-two aspect of it.
Yeah.
But top lane, dude, you can make someone I'm telling you, want to hang themselves from a fucking tree. Like, if I go into, norms or bronze games, silver games, if I get a lead on somebody, they just want to quit. And they'll do weird shit like just teleport. You'll see it all the time on my Smurfs. People just, like, teleport somewhere because they don't know what to do. And that's what happens if an inexperienced top laner just falls mega behind. Like, this guy died twice back to back. So you back, right, and you teleport to the turret. Minions will auto push to you, and you can just stop them here. And all you would do is just last hit. If Garen comes up to farm, you just jump on him and smack him around and make him back away. The only way that the freeze will ever get broken, and the concept of freezing, by the way, is simply just last hitting. Like, you don't push, you just last hit. So here in this example, notice how you're going to go in and start kind of like pushing the lane.
Yeah.
You're going to just start smacking the minions around or whatever. You just want to last hit. So notice you're just auto attacking. Instead, if we back it up, so here, you just literally watch the minions, and I'm going to slow it down and show you. Watch where the minions aggro and use their animations for information. So just watch the minions. This is like, I know I'm not insulting your intelligence. This is literally what I do now, okay?
Yeah.
So watch the minions. Notice right now. See all the minions are honed in on this one?
Mm-hmm.
All you do, wait for that minion to get low. Wait until that last animation comes through. Auto him.
Got it.
See what I'm saying? Nothing else. Do you have a side mouse button?
I do.
So you see my options on screen? So I can't go into like controls right now, but you want to bind the key stop, the S key or stop or whatever it is now. You want to bind that to your side mouse button. So where your thumb is. Okay?
Okay.
So what you're doing is you just walk around the minions, press stop. I do this. This is not just me being fluffy. There's a lot of people that say weird shit like use the fucking F keys and shit like that to check different cameras and, you know, wild shit that like nobody really does. But the stop, like for example, the S key, all you do is walk around the minions, tap your S key. That'll stop you from auto attacking, and you'll never, you know what I mean? You'll get in the habit of stutter stepping with your stop key. So then you can literally just walk up to the minion, wait for it to get low, auto it, walk to the next minion, auto it. Anytime Garen gets into range, you beat his ass. But the way that I wanted this to go is I want you to back first because you still, the lane's pushing to you. So you won't have teleport to teleport up there, but the lane is slowly pushing to you because of the way it's balanced. So if you just back by and walk forward, by the time you get back to turret, the minions will be right about here.
Yeah.
So you'll just shut the lane down, and then you could just freeze it, auto, and keep it sort of balanced, and then you'll get better at it with practice. And then anytime Garen gets into range, you just beat his ass. And you're like, nah, bitch, you can't get over here because I run these minions. And you drink water. But it's, like I said, you're just kind of auto-attacking right now. And the other addendum to this, because you don't back, when Garen gets back into lane, you get caught in this weird spot where you don't have mana and you don't have health. Whereas if you just backed, because you know he has to walk back too, you would have made it even, and the minions would have pushed to you.
Yeah.
This all makes sense to you, right?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, okay. Seriously, it's okay if it doesn't.
No, it
It's
does.
a convoluted, nonsensical thing about freezing lanes and like stacking lanes and all sorts
Like
of
after every kill, I want to back. If I don't have mana or health, then I come back and let them push to me. And then
Not
just-
necessarily just back, okay? There's different conditions. If you killed him in this situation, look now, let's just pretend he just died, okay?
Yeah.
If you're in this situation and he just dies, you want to push this in. Because it's pushing anyways, right? Like all these minions plus these minions, it's pushing to the turret anyways. So in an ideal world, if you just killed him and the minions were here like this, you would want to shove to the turret here.
Okay, so
Then
it's all about positioning on where I am in the top lane, right?
Yeah, so you're trying to make it so when you back, and this is the hardest part about top lane and why it's so unforgiving, is when you back, you really need to be aware of what's the minions going to look like when I leave. And it just takes practice. It took me a long time before I even understood it. I'm hammering this home to you now because the faster you grasp it, the faster you can get better at it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I know it's confusing now. You'll understand it. Trust me. But it has to be learned. Like, it's the only way that because this lane is a very island type of lane. The way that you carry from this lane is you make this guy useless. Is the best way to do it. You don't want to just beat him. You're not going to beat everybody. Like, some games, it's just going to be you both are farming because both of you are relatively even skill and no one can really get anything done, right? Everyone just kind of farms passively. But the times you get a guy that's this bad to give you kills, you want to know that you want to have the tools to make it awesome for you. To make it so awesome that he is demoralized, his team is demoralized, and you just run the game over because of it. Jax is definitely a champion, by the way, that does that. This isn't like a Maokai top or a fucking a Mundo top. This is the type of champion that, like, if he gets a lead on somebody, he will fucking make you want to cry because he'll, like, dive you into turrets and shit. It's just what he does. So here, this is not what I want you to do.
Yeah.
I don't want you doing all this. Now, let me break down every little reason why this shouldn't happen, okay? It looks good because it's like, oh, I'm winning the fight. But I'm going to explain to you why that's just kind of, you're doing it like haphazard and you're not really thinking about what you're doing, okay? So we're going to get you past this. And this is all new stuff. Everyone does it when they're new, so don't feel like embarrassed or anything.
Oh, no.
So this is how you should view these spots, okay? You're right. You can kill him. There's no question in God's green earth that you can kill this guy right now. But this is important. This farm is important. There's actually less benefit right now on jumping to this Garen and killing him than getting the farm. Because I'm pretty sure his gold value is now, I don't know, hold on, let me see. I'm going to look this up real quick. Death value League of Legends. Let's see. First death. Okay, so first blood, 400 gold. Right? First death, 300 gold. Second death, 275 gold. Third death, 220 gold. Okay? Now, yes, you can potentially get this kill. This is guaranteed money. Okay? Always remember this. This is guaranteed money. You sit here, you last hit. There's really no reason for you to ever miss these. Because you're Jax, you have kills. And you have your W as an auto attack reset. So you can pretty much guarantee that you get all this farm. So for example, under turret right here, I'm going to focus on this for you. All you do stand here, right? Auto this minion. Auto this minion, this minion, this minion. Before you go in for the trades, take the farm.
Yeah.
Just take the farm. Then kill him. He can't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he can if he knows that you're going to kill him, but just take the farm. It's guaranteed money. Never do these types of trades over minions like this because it's just, you're wasting, it's just all dead money that you're not going to collect. Now, let's say that you wanted to make a quick trade, which is pretty cool too. You could have just jumped in, traded, and then walked back and farmed. That's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you just do a quick aggression and then back away, that's fine too. But here, notice how you play this. You chase on and on and on and on. And this is where it gets sloppy, in my opinion. And now look here again. You get a summoner. Another great time to stop. You could have stopped here after you traded and farmed. You've missed all this farm. Right? You jumped to this guy, missed the farm. You could have jumped to him, hit a quick combo, then went back and farmed the rest. You jump to him, miss the farm, keep chasing. You get his heal, and you still keep going after him, which I don't think is necessary even. Because, you know, and then you, like, flash towards him. You could have definitely just cut your victory already in so many other spots. See what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just all that extra money and XP is wasted when you do that, and then you wasted your flash. One thing about flash, and like I said, you're new. It's cool.
Yeah.
When you go for a flash, it better be a fucking kill. That's how you should view flash, okay?
Yeah.
Do not, in any circumstances, flash unless you are sure it's a kill. That's the best way to play flash in this game. Never, ever flash unless you are 100% sure it's going to be a kill. Because if you're wrong, you fuck your lane up, especially in top lane. Okay, this is a little bit more advanced, but you will fuck your entire lane up if you waste flash and this guy keeps his flash. In this spot, he like burns heal or whatever, but flash is the longest cooldown out of all of them. Remember that. So trading heal for flash is technically positive. It's a good move. Here he's going to try to farm and he's dead if you have a brain. You should kill him here. Yeah, I was going to say... Oh, well, actually, your mistake there, when you jumped in, I'll show you. So watch. You go in. Notice how you lead with your jump and then E? Don't do that. Lead with your E.
Lead with the E.
Yeah, because what? You understand why.
Mm-hmm.
And
because I absorbed that damage from the minions.
Not
right?
not that. Just a stun. The way that you would have chained it.
Yeah.
You would have trapped in there. So if you go... So now, if you E, and you turn it on, the one thing about the E to remember is, Jackson, you'll get this over time, is you can turn on the stun a little early, too, if you press E again. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Okay, so you turn on the E first, always with Jax, by the way. I don't like leading with your jump. I mean, there probably is expectations, and you'll learn them. You'll probably know more about Jax than me if you keep spamming it for a while, like in terms of how trades look. But traditionally speaking, the Jax that I face that are good, you lead with your E first, then jump in, because that removes any element of counterplay.
Okay.
So in this spot, if you would have opened with your E, you would have locked him in place. Yes, you would have locked him in place because he couldn't have run away. When you go in with E as Jax, always remember that your main goal, you have to hit the stun. It's paramount with Jax that you hit the stun. If you jump in, don't miss the stun.
Got it.
This is something that, for example, you know, in future, you said you wanted to do more lessons or whatever. We can do some stuff where I give you, like, a fucking crash course on how, like, good laners look and how they play once you've gotten your masteries and shit up. And I can, like, play you 1v1 and show you, like, you could beat me. You could beat my Tryndamere if you know how to manage your stun. But it's
Yeah.
tough if I know what you want to do to me. It becomes a bit of a skill game. So make sure, don't be that Jax that just jumps in, because that's something that I would exploit personally.
Yes.
Like, if you just jump onto me, I go, oh, he's jumping into me, and then I just spin to the side while you try to stun, and then you miss the
Yeah.
stun and then just get rolled. But if you hit the stun, the trade goes a lot better for you. And there, that's a perfect example. He only gets away because you missed the stun.
Yeah.
See? It's so cool to teach somebody that's, like, new. Just because, like, there's so much, like, magic to this game, I believe, when it's, like, new.
Yeah.
You know, I've been keeping it fresh lately by using, like, this multiple Smurf accounts and everything. That's really kept it fresh and fun for me. But, like, in your case, there's a lot of cool stuff, nuanced stuff that, like, you'll get to learn for yourself. And that's what, in my opinion, makes this game a lot of fun, is when you're first learning it.
Yeah.
So many cool little details that, like, once you get it, it's like, oh, I understand. Don't be afraid of this guy, by the way. Let me see how this went. Something looked funky here. You go in. Minions go in. Trade with him.
Okay.
See this?
Yeah, I got scared of the turret, so I didn't actually go in.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I don't think there's a way to turn on the ranged indicator, but again, you're lower ranked. Push your limit, especially when you're head, man. Learn what the turret does. Learn how it looks in terms of, like, where you can dance around.
Yeah.
But here, when he goes, like, all you had to do, I'll back it up and show you. So, like, watch. He jumps in to here, right? This is, like, a perfect opportunity. And if you're wrong, let's just say you don't know the turret range, right?
Yeah.
This is a perfect example of why Jax is so good. Because you get to just jump in and stun him and smack him and walk away if you're wrong. You know?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if the turret's not on you, you just keep hitting him until the turret's on you and walk away.
Yeah.
And you'll learn your limits that way. But, like, Jax is really fucking tanky, dude. Looks like you didn't take a point in your ult. Make sure you do that.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, in general, let me look at this again. I'm going to look at this real quick. I want to see, because I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure that you're skilling right, because I don't think you are anyways. I want to watch somebody. It is W. I thought it was. That's what I wanted to check. Okay, cool. Make sure you max W first.
Okay.
So W, the concept of auto attack reset is a little too advanced right now, but I'm still going to touch on it briefly. Basically, if you walk forward, auto and W, this Garen, you basically get to attack him twice, like, rapidly.
Okay.
So you would literally just walk up and W him, like, so you would auto W auto, and that will put 3 attacks in succession. But
Okay.
you've got to manage that. You got to experiment with that a little bit. Generally speaking, Jax's, the cool thing about maxing, you do want to max Q, but you want to max it second.
Yeah.
Not early. The Q, getting Q up early does put on a pretty short cooldown, which allows you a lot of mobility. I don't know if you know Jax can jump to wards or not.
Yeah. You can, like,
But
jump the enemy.
you can get, like, right now, you're, like, letting this guy farm. Fuck that. You're
Yeah.
Jax, you're ahead. There should be really nothing you're afraid of right now. So you could just, you could just annihilate this guy. You'd probably even dive him. As long as you know his silence is on cooldown. And, again, this is more advanced concepts, but basically, if you know he's under turret, you can dive people under turret. Just be smart about it. If you see him blow big cooldowns, that's your window to jump in and harass him under turret. But see what cooldowns he has, and we know in general what he has, right? We know Garen has a spin and a silence. That's pretty much the only thing that you give a shit about. And this little defensive stance shit. Until he hits 6, he's pretty much dead money, and if the level advantage still holds true, which it does, we should just be annihilating this guy here. So don't be afraid to jump in on him and slap him around. And that's good. I would have liked that sooner, because you notice he got level 6 before you could kill him.
Yeah.
And like I said, you want to make this guy, like, hang himself from a tree by the end of this. You're doing it again. You see how you keep leading with the Q?
Yeah.
It changes it, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally, man.
So here, like, you kind of get pushed back. Garen can kill you technically, if he gets
Yeah.
close enough to R to ult you, he can kill you. So this is kind of risky. Oh my god, dude, he could have killed you.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. So let me. You understand why he could have killed you, right?
Yeah, I like no health, and I came in there with all those minions surrounding me.
All the minions, but he didn't even ult. He
Yeah.
has his ult.
So if he ulted me, it would have been over.
Yeah, he kills you there. Ideal scenario, you don't want to take a trade where you're that far behind in the first place. But like, yeah, if he literally just walks up and ults you, like when he jumps on you, all he had to do is just be spamming R on you and you were dead there.
Yeah.
He has enough damage to kill you, I'm pretty sure. So you get very fortunate.
Yeah.
So let's see. You got Blade of the Rune King or Cutlass, Bilgewater Cutlass. You can consider boots over getting the extra dagger first. The reason why boots are really good in the top lane. So
Yeah.
if it's a choice between a dagger and a pair of boots, because a lot of people are like, what do I buy? I have 475 gold. It's probably better to buy boots and a ward than it is to buy that. Because the boots are what allows you, if he doesn't have them, so in this instance, Garen has them, so he can kind of kite you a little bit more than you would like
Yeah.
if you don't have boots. You do have Bilgewater Cutlass, which acts as an active. You understand what Bilgewater Cutlass does, right?
Yeah, it takes away health and does it make him go slower?
A little bit. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Boosts you a little bit, right?
it's 25% move speed slow. So it's really brief, but it's good for a quick all-in burst. I think, personally, boots are a little bit more consistent.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to notice how like passive you're playing. Just remember, you can always manipulate the trades. Just lead with your stun. Auto attack W, auto attack back away. Whatever. But don't be afraid to go in and push your limits in these spots when you're ahead.
Okay.
Really feel out, like I said, while you're unranked, while you're low. Really feel out these trades because you win them. There's absolutely no way he beats you when you're this far ahead of him. He just doesn't. Like, there's just no way in hell. So this is good. You actually make the right move, and then you chase a little far, which I don't like. You're going way beyond minions here. Remember, minions dictate how far you go.
Yeah. So there's more
You really
minions.
should only be like chasing beyond minions. You get them low. And that's fine to try, but as soon as you realize it's over, just let it go.
Yeah.
Just go right back to farming. It's called tunneling, really.
Yeah, it's tunnel vision.
The other thing is, I want you to notice how you auto. You'll get better at this mechanically. Lead. If you think you beat him, which it looks like you think you beat him, right?
Yeah.
Keep stepping forward, and you cancel a couple autos. It happens. You'll get better at it. But when he comes back in to fight you here, keep stepping in front of him. Notice how you kind of stop doing that here? After every auto, you have a moment in time. I don't know. Do you know your ping, like your latency?
I don't.
Okay, where do you live?
Arizona?
Roughly. Okay, cool. Arizona. So it means you're pinging probably like 60, 70 range.
Yeah, that's
maybe
actually
less.
accurate. I think I remember that on the screen.
So there's no reason you can't stutter step. Your ping isn't too
Yeah.
high to where you can't stutter step.
Okay, so after every attack, step in front. and
Yes.
keep-
So
okay.
you play any other games like StarCraft or whatever?
Yeah.
Same concept as like stutter step micro with like Marines. Get used to your attack speed. In the instance of Jax, he has a pretty high attack speed, so you can reliably stutter step in spots like these.
Okay.
Always try to stutter step forward. That's what's going to allow you to finish off these types of kills, as long as you're thinking about it. As long as
Yeah.
you're like, after every auto, I stutter. If he's
Yeah.
going this way, I move forward. I move forward. That's why a lot of my all-ins seem to work on champions like Tryndamere. Just because I am really good at that. Like, if I go in and I'm ahead of somebody, I pretty much maintain that the whole time they're running. As long as you have the attack speed, which you do because you have Bilgewater Cutlass already. Well, wait, I guess you might not have that much attack speed. You have enough to where you could have stuttered a little bit better than that, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's close either way. But you see how long you're waiting? It's over. There's nothing there, And then you open this up to yourself, which I don't know why he doesn't try to kill you. He has his ult. I guess he thinks that you're going to go all the way through, which is nonsense. But all these minions here, never chase that far. Remember, minions guaranteed gold.
Yeah.
So
just
once you've won the
run
trade,
away.
every time you win the trade, just back up.
Okay.
And you know when you've won it, like you can tell.
Mhm.
And
He's
the-
running for his life. Yeah.
yeah, another thing about this too is you'll find the good players are really good at delaying situations like that. Like if they see you like go to blow a flash, a lot of the times they just won't blow their flash. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
just won't try to finish it. They'll just be like, all right, I got your flash. That's fine. It's like, I'll get you later. And that's a lot of what I do in the top lane is if I have someone with Ignite, you'll see me sometimes try to bait the Ignite and then back away and be like, yeah, I got your Ignite and you didn't kill me. So now I'm going to kill you later. In the instance of the Garen, it's like, wow, I got him really low. So now I just get the farm and he has to back. But because you stayed or chased that long, you opened yourself up to that gank. Or because you pushed so far over the trade.
Yeah.
Took a lot of free minion damage, then got this guy into position, the fucking Kindred, to chase you around. That's not good. So keep the trades. Remember, trades in League of Legends should be succinct. Every trade should be quick.
Yeah.
There's no champion in the game that does a long trade. It's always really fucking quick. So let's see here. All right. So let's talk about you running around the map here. This is bad. You shouldn't do this. The reason why is I want you, if you're learning from me, I want you to get to a point where by the time that you're like level 30, you're just fucking steamrolling kids.
Yeah.
The way that you do this in general is, it's not to say that the dragon doesn't matter. It does matter. But if you're doing your job in the top lane, even if Garen groups at this stage and you're not there, you're just going to run top. You're going to get so much XP and such a huge lead that you're just going to run the game over in this stage. I want you to understand that being like 3-1 on Jax is a free win if you execute like pushing properly. So
Yeah.
let's back it up to where you like made the call to go to Dragon. Here are the things that factor in. So, Garen is bad, yes, but let's assume that he took like Flash Ignite instead of like Flash Heal. Let's pretend he took something viable, okay? If he takes Flash Ignite or Flash Heal or anything that isn't teleport, currently in the game teleport's the thing, and this will probably change next season because teleport meta is kind of boring and everyone's bitching about it. But for now, Garen, if he goes to contest Dragon, he's gonna have to walk all the way down to Dragon. You're gonna have to walk all the way down to Dragon. Which you can both go down there and just kind of duke it out with your lead. Or guaranteed, remember, the way that I play is like guaranteed. If I do something, it's because I think in the long term, if I do this play, it's going to win me more games. You know that the minions are pushing to you here. You can see them. You can see how many minions are building up. And if you need a reference point, all you have to do is just look around like, just behind. Like you just see the minions coming. And you just see, wow, there's more minions on their side than my side. So you should know I got to come up here and defend this wave. Remember, this is all of this, and I can't pause because my shit just broke. All this shit is guaranteed. See this?
Yeah.
It's guaranteed farm. Nothing, no contest. Nothing is going to happen. Your team isn't going to misplay. Someone isn't going to clutch it on you. That's guaranteed farm that you're going to get. Yes, you would have lost some if you walked up there, but that means another wave's coming too.
Yeah.
So you would have gotten all this shit and then a turret. Guaranteed. Get it? Guaranteed, dude?
Yeah.
But the key thing is, and then look, Garen shows up, and then if you were up here, you'd be like, free turret, okay. And you take the turret. You come back here, you farm this. Then we get into more advanced stuff like, I'm going to ward here, I'm going to ward here, and then we're just going to push and kill everyone. Because
Yeah,
I have a level advantage.
And you put the wards down there to see if they're coming up top.
Yes, and you just basically starve off their top laner. You just keep bullying him around, keep fucking with him, get people to come and fight you. Then you'll learn how to win 2v1s. And this is how you learn to carry from the top lane. But
Yeah.
running right now, I want you to notice, you're just kind of running around and, dude, I'm telling you right now, you're like level, what'd you say, 17, 13?
13.
Like, you may be low level. I see people do this in like gold and silver all the time. It's so bad. Just don't group without a reason. And you'll learn, generally the reason to group is, I'm gonna group because I see like a double kill that I can get right now.
Yeah.
But the key to remember with Jax is that he scales insanely well and pushes insanely well. Just like Tryndamere. That's kind of why Jax is regarded as like, if the guy playing Jax is good, Jax is regarded as like the Tryndamere counter.
Yeah.
Because Jax pretty much shits on Tryndamere. Even when Tryndamere gets items, Jax is like, dude, I stunned you. Like, you're going to lose. I'm going to whoop your ass. And that's what you need to be abusing. I want you split pushing your fucking brains out and pushing your lead out more and more and more. Make this guy useless. Now notice, you run around the map, you go down to bottom towards Dragon. Your XP lead has sort of dissipated now. All this free farm that you would have gotten, a free turret, that's all gone. And now Garen's only a level behind, and this Malzahar is level 11. The reason why Malzahar is level 11 and you're low level is because Malzahar simply has stayed in lane longer.
Yeah.
That's it. And a lot of the time, the guy who stays in the lane the longest is going to become the strongest in a lot of cases, especially at lower levels, because people just fight for no reason. You, as Jax, you want to get your items, and you want to fucking scale up. Hit as much farm as possible, and push. The only time you really want to group is say that your both lanes are passive lanes, and, you know, you look down at bot lane, and, like, your bot lane is pushed to, like, here, whatever, and, like, this would be the type of spot where you would, like, consider teleporting here, you know? But then you would look at your team and go, my team's losing this fight, teleporting isn't really going to win it for him.
Yeah.
But that's a judgment call that you would have to make. So this teleport, like, if you looked at this and tried to teleport here, I'd be like, no, that's bad, don't teleport there. Because there's just no guarantee there. However, if they were all low, let's say they're all like 20% HP, and you look down there, you're like, man, one fucking jump and a W will kill one of these guys, that's when you want to start teleporting. Because that's when you're like, sure, it's like, man, if I teleport, I'm probably going to get a double kill. That's when I normally look to teleport as a top lane.
Yeah.
So, traditionally speaking, lower levels, stay in the lane, farm up, and learn how to get levels and make smart trades. That's it. Don't fuck around with grouping. You'll get there. That'll happen with time. But most of the time, people don't do the mechanics, like the fundamentals first, and that's what you want to... If we're trying to get you fucking climbing up the ladder and battling better people, it's going to come from us drilling home the core mechanics and then moving you into team fighting stuff.
Yeah.
Because when you show up for a team fight, you want to be a threat. The only way that you're a threat is if you're farming well and winning your lanes in a really, like, consistent fashion. Jax can do that. You can play Jax in just about any matchup, so... there's really no reason, like, you'll have a rough time, and there's really no reason you'll ever have to team fight as Jax. He's good at split pushing. It's something he does very, very well. And the main reason for that is because he has the jump. So, like, anytime anything's questionable, you just drop a ward and jump out. You know, throw your stun, drop a ward, jump out. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
So in this spot, this is a common spot for you to be in. Once you start pushing a lot more, you're going to be here. It's just like, what do I do? Traditionally speaking, this is the stage of the game where you would really like some vision. Your farm right now is 56. This is 16 minutes in. The ideal amount of farm you want to have is probably around 130, 140.
Oh,
Unless
yeah.
you are absolutely shitting on this Garen. I'm talking you've got like 7 or 8 kills on him. Your farm needs to be on point. And you'll get there over time. But I want you to be aware that's a lot of money you're missing right now. Money that would have completed like Blade of the Rune King, a pair of boots. Maybe got you started off towards Triforce, shit like that. So it's very important that you hit all the farm every time. Don't let any farm go to waste if you can avoid it. And, like, I'm not going to harp on it too long because it's mechanical stuff. But, you know, it's simple as that. Now, here is a spot where you could reliably back. Again. Actually, no, I might be wrong here. You couldn't back here. Yeah, you have to shove this in. My bad. You're right. Just shove that in and then back. Is what you should do. Because this is Siege Wave. Did you ult there? I don't think you did.
I think I did, actually. Let me see. Because I remember pretty much pressing everything to stay alive here, but maybe I didn't.
Ult might have won you it. I don't know if your active's on cooldown, but I feel like it might be off of cooldown, maybe. If you ulted there,
no, I
you would
didn't
have
know.
won.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then you flash randomly. Don't bother with that. You'll get better at that, though. That's just, you know, you're like, shit, I gotta mash these buttons. And you'll,
That's
like,
pretty much it, yeah.
yeah, you'll get there. Everyone starts somewhere. And even I do that sometimes if I'm scared that I will miss an auto. But yeah, if you'd ulted there, you probably would have had it. You might have not had the ult. This thing sometimes fucks up the cooldowns. But it looks like it's saying that you had it.
Yeah,
Most
I
of the
probably
time
did.
it's right. That Sejuani bottom, dude. Very strange.
Yeah, that was pretty much the most useless person of this whole match.
Yeah, it's a strange
Yeah.
thing to have.
He's complaining the whole time too. It was actually pretty funny.
Oh, I mean, you can't ever lower yourself to that. At this level, just remember, everybody that's playing here is likely an absolute moron in this game.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing, it's just an experience gap. Like, here you kind of just ult. Again, you're doing it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
This is guaranteed farm. Just wait until it's gone, then go in. Don't just fight. Manage this first. Again, dead money, all of it that you're missing.
Okay.
Now, 134 gold. And I guarantee you what was on the turret was way more than that.
Yeah.
So it's
Like the more I kill someone, the
Yeah.
least value.
and all that XP you're missing too.
Yeah. I think I have that more of the FPS mentality, like
Yeah.
that kill.
I gotta get the kill. And trust me, dude, I love just absolutely annihilating people. But the game, there's windows. You know what I mean? There's windows
Yeah.
of time, and you got to learn those windows and just wait until that. And the other thing is, dude, one thing I find in my games is that if you play like that, if you're just like, I'm just gonna get this farm first, and then I'm gonna kill you, right? That you need to set it. It's like a poker play. It's like those poker players that are called like tight aggressive.
Yeah.
That's how you should look in your games. It's like if you look like you're just kind of chilling, and then when you go in, you mean business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah.
So there, it's fine to go for the trade, but even still, I would have just pushed the wave because he's probably going to get away most of the time, you know?
Yeah.
Just
Not
get the
even
wave
worth
to the
it.
turret.
Yeah.
Get the wave to the turret. Then look at this big wave. This is the type of stuff you can do once you get on turret. So you push down to the turret. He leaves you, right? But let's just say for the purposes of discussion that he doesn't leave you. You can do so many little manipulative things under the turret here. So like, if say he's just hanging out at the turret, right?
Yeah.
All you have to do, just walk in front of him, get him to auto you, and pull the minions towards you. Like, have
yeah.
the minions help you. Shit like that. You can do all sorts of fancy shit. Get him to blow... A perfect example of this, I do it all the time. If I get super ahead, that's why... a funny example, I was posting on Reddit the other day. Some guy in the summoner school was like, I've been playing in gold or silver forever, and I just can't get out. And he had like, 600 games in there or something, right?
Yeah.
And it's stuff like this. You push the lane to the turret, say Garen's here. You walk at him, you get him to blow his silence and spin on you, and you just wait. And then as soon as those cooldowns are gone and he's used them on you, you just jump in him and fucking dive him because you know his cooldowns are gone and you're so far ahead. But it's little things like that that people just don't do because, they don't know. But like when you're chasing him over the turret, it's so much better, or over the minions, it's so much better to shove in and then look for those opportunities to manipulate people's cooldowns. That's the beauty of this game, man, is once you learn the way to manipulate what people are thinking to your advantage, it's the soul read, dude. You're going to get that soul read going.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't know if you're tracking that soul read emote, but the chick emailed me and she's like, we were gonna be getting that like in a few days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She finally responded back.
Yeah.
So here, no need to back.
Keep pushing.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
understand why?
Yeah, because I'm full health and mana and...
Full health. All right. What you should see here, you go like this. I see Sejuani, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you see her show up, push. Or these guys show up, you push. Because
Yeah,
what you should be thinking is, Gragas is the only person that can stop me, and for some reason his dumbass doesn't even care about the minions. And you could have just shredded this turret.
Yeah.
Gone.
Could have taken advantage of no one being there.
Yeah, you could have just totally pushed it. Generally, someone will show up, but you want to push until they do.
Yeah.
And the information, it looks scary, But the information was already there for you. You saw 2 mid, you saw 2 bottom. You stop backing and just push forward. All this information is available for you, and it's kind of like the StarCraft mentality of like APM. Instead of actual APM, it's like a mental APM. You're constantly checking. How many people are on the map right now? Who can kill me 1v1? Who can stop me from pushing? What's my team doing? These are all little things that you should be constantly factoring in.
Yeah.
So here you chase the Gragas. He ults himself away. Oh man. If that was intentional, dude, you're like the best player ever. So, do you know what Kindred does? Because she's new.
No, I have no idea. That was kind of the weird thing.
Okay, so you make the cool play. Like, you probably did this on accident, where you like dodge the body slam, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, unintentional, definitely.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is great. You jump in. Kindred's ult basically makes anybody unable to die below, I think it's like 10% HP, and then they don't die. So it's like an AoE. So you technically can't die in there either. That's the way this works. So no matter who's in there, so creating an area which no living things, ally or enemy, can die. So think of it as like an AoE Tryndamere ult.
Yeah.
So what you want to do to outplay that is just once you get them low, just kind of wait until they get out of it and then jump in.
Yeah.
But now you know. One thing that you're going to get better at over time, and this is something that's a little over your head right now just because you don't know what all the champions do, obviously, and no one would expect you to. Try to think about what champions will do as a result of aggression in spots like that. So in the instance that you jump in here,
Everyone.
what you should be thinking is, what's going to happen when I jump in? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we saw Gragas use like his ultimate where he knocked everybody away. So it's like the only thing that they can have left is that ult. And then as soon as you get it, just back away. This is another perfect example. It's like you get the ult, and you'll learn now that Kindred does this. But it's like as soon as you get big cooldowns, just back away. You've won the trade.
Okay. So I want them to use their stuff.
Yeah, and then look how long the cooldown is. 2 minutes long. That's a long fucking time. And for the price of what? You jumped in and used E?
Yeah.
That's a fucking, you know, and that's you getting paid, really. You get them to use it, then you back away. And then you exploit them on the next rotation. Like, for example, you guys push these minions to the turret, you come around the jungle and you say, haha, I know you don't have an ult, and I know you don't have an ult, so now I'm going to try to dive you guys. Or dive one of you, if I see you out of position.
Yeah.
That's the type of stuff you should be thinking about. But, like I said, you don't know the champs yet, or what they do, so it's not like I'm expecting you to do this. These are just things that I'm, like, putting in your mind to think about. This is what I think about, basically.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pretty long game. By a note. Okay, so you teleport randomly. Don't teleport.
Yeah.
So the big thing about teleporting is, traditionally speaking, you only want to teleport again. Only want to teleport when they're like really fucking low and you have great position on them. Teleporting here doesn't do anything because basically they're just going to walk backwards when they see you.
Yeah.
And that's it. So only look for teleports if they're like big flanks and team fights. Otherwise, just stay away from it because it normally does more harm than good.
Yeah.
And again, look at the top farm.
Yeah, just leaving that farm behind, yeah.
It's a lot of moolah. Yeah, you kill Gragas, 300 gold. That's more than 300 gold right there.
Yeah, for sure.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Easily more than 300 gold. And a turret that gives them a lot of money.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
But you will learn. And then you let the pig take it all.
Yeah.
No,
So-
pig.
Been destroyed.
That's a Tristana with teleport. Next level, dude. So, the way you should view that fight, I don't know if you can win it. Probably not, to be honest.
Nah, yeah.
But, you want to go with Tristana.
Yeah.
Not this guy. Tanky guy, and it's also items. Look at his items. He got, like, Iceborne and Ninja Tabi, which is just, you know, tanky stuff-ish. you want to go on this dude. You probably would have lost anyways.
Yeah.
And it's a level thing too. I want to point out, had we just stayed in lane, you would already be like level 16 or 17.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of these fights. That decides who wins these fights. Level advantage is everything. Is like, people just don't even understand how important it is. Even in fucking Diamond, they just don't get it. It's everything in this game. And the times you want to abuse your levels is when you're like 2 or 3 levels ahead. You want to look for a nice big team fight or some juicy like teleport flank or something.
Yeah, just gank them and get them.
Yeah, when you have that big of a level lead. If you don't have that big of a level lead, it sucks because you can't do much. And like here, if you were level 16 there, you would have just annihilated that Tristana. She would have been able to trade with you at all there. She probably kills you because of the fact you're even in levels and she has like a bunch of kills. Oh, you didn't die though, thank God.
Kill.
Yeah.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
It's an unfortunate side effect that everyone has of like everyone wanting to work together and help their team. If you watch the pros like play top lane, they'll help their team when it makes sense, but these are pro teams. If you catch pro top laners like Korean top laners on solo queue, dude, they just farm like gods and stay up there.
Yeah. So it's this game is pretty much all about the farm. Is that pretty much what I'm getting out of all this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, everyone wants to like fight with their team and do all this bullshit. Dude, no, we're trying to win and carry people.
Yeah.
The way you do that is the mechanics, dude. Like the dribbling. Minion, like last hitting minions, that's your dribbling in basketball. Okay?
Yeah.
It is. Whoever is last hitting the best is probably going to win the game. That's it. Like, it's literally as simple as that. Which is why I consistently fly up the ladder every time I make a Smurf account. It has nothing to do with me team fighting like a fucking god. It literally is me just being like, I'm farming.
Yeah.
I'm
and you're
farming,
so much
deal with
higher
it.
than everyone else.
I have so many levels that I can misplay fights left and right and probably still win because you guys just refuse to get your shit.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. I feel like a lot of people are more focused on getting the kill than actually play it smartly.
Yeah,
That makes
and
a lot of sense.
I'm telling you, man, once you get those fundamentals down, you can swag on people and fucking slay everybody. But it becomes the key thing you got to remember is all my streams and gameplays and stuff like so I play Gangplank right now. You want a perfect example of what I'm trying to articulate? I have that Nisi account with Gangplank. I played with a Gangplank guy today who has like 500 games on Gangplank. I'm rated way higher and way less time. When you look at our stats, I farm way more and I have way more kills. Like,
Yeah.
there's a direct correlation between if I get CS and levels, I'm going to probably get a fuck ton of kills. So in the instance of Jax, he is one of those champs that's like, once you get a lead on Jax, you don't really lose if you play it right. I mean, you should be in the top lane bringing like 2 or 3 people and making them want to rage quit because you just don't stop. And Jax is one of those champs that you can definitely play just as similar to Tryndamere. So this is a fun example of Jax late game. So that Tristana was a level higher than you.
Yeah.
And you see what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Now
Oh, it's,
imagine
like,
if
higher?
imagine if you had been you were behind Tristana in levels. She had a level over you, but that's Jax, dude. That's what Jax does. She didn't kite you, so she got wrecked. She blew her jump. She jumped in, and then you came in, and she didn't kite you. So I want you to think about this. It's 32 minutes in. You can have about 300 farm right now, literally. It's not me even exaggerating. Like if you farm correctly, it might be a little less because you don't do like a Hydra or anything like I do. But I mean, if you get into the jungles and just keep farming well, you should be around 300. And like if you have that much farm, you have like, I don't know how many other items. You probably have Randuins now and some other shit. Maybe like a Dead Man's Plate or some crazy shit like that. I don't fucking know what you build after Triforce and Blade of the Rune King on Jax, but regardless, it'll be crazy because he's insane, and you just basically soloed their Fed carry easily. Notice you didn't even really break a sweat there. So the key to remember with Jax is the only reason that looks so easy is because his team isn't there.
Yeah.
So that's why you want to pull people to you, where you excel.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when I play Tryndamere, I don't want a team fight. Because I'm just like, fuck that. If I'm wrong and I spin in and I don't get the kill, I'm useless. But I can definitely guarantee myself a 1v1 win, you know, if I know what I'm doing. Just like Gangplank. Gangplank is a great team fighter. So I don't really want to be split pushing all game. Because Gangplank has those big AoE barrels, the AoE ult. He's, you know, pokey and kitey and wild and that way. So I obviously, as soon as I start getting items, you'll see me go siege down mid, which is a totally different style than I'm just going to tell you to fucking split push all day. Right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, your primary focus is going to be getting people to you so you can isolate and destroy them off a superior farm lead and level lead, and you will literally run fucking Jax up to fucking diamond if you get it down. Literally. Now, other roles will suffer. We'll get on other roles later. But this is a great starting point for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because now, lesson's almost over anyways, but now when you play fucking Jax and you do this stuff, the next time we do another lesson, you're going to be like, well, shit, now I'm just running all these games over. These guys are noobs.
Yeah.
The best advice I can give you outside of the lesson stuff is obviously like watch a couple gameplays where I do Tryndamere. Just see how I focus primarily on farming first over. I mean, you watch my stream enough.
Oh yeah.
So I just focus on staying up in that lane and getting that farm. I played against a Malphite today and I had like 100 farm more than he did. That was in Diamond. That shit, you'll still out-farm the shit out of everybody, and then you'll be able to isolate and pick spots. And, you know, there are times that you can bring Jax into a team fight where it makes sense. But traditionally speaking, everybody up until, like, Diamond 3 won't defend a split push properly, like, 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Once you get a lead. They just won't. And with Jax, he's so fucking good, dude. Like I said, I wish I picked up Jax at some point in my career. I still could. Like, run a Jax account to fucking Masters, probably.
Yeah.
But, like, he's good, dude.
Oh, yeah, and he's, like, my favorite champion, too. So, I mean,
He's the champ, dude!
Yeah.
He's the champ. No one wants a piece of the champ.
Oh, no. Too good.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, it's so frustrating when he gets ahead. Because he just smacks you under the turret. And you weren't even getting into that yet, but basically you just... As Jax, you just walk up to the turret and auto W auto and then walk away. And, like, that just does a fuck ton of damage.
There was I didn't get a replay of this game, and I wish I did. I had a case where I actually did just focus on farming. I went 27-5, and we were losing, and I pretty much carried the team. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, and that's really, like, like I said, the dribbling in basketball, that's the best way I can describe it, is that, if you farm well and get the items, you won't lose games.
Yeah.
Like, champions like Jax, Riven, Tryndamere, I said Renekton. I kind of think Wukong kind of falls into this category. He can kind of do it too. Yasuo can definitely do it, but Yasuo is exploitable. That's why I always say trash Wo. Because all those lanes that I just mentioned will shit on Yasuo if they're good. Like, Jax will shit on Yasuo, Renekton will shit on Yasuo, Wukong will shit on Yasuo, like... Everyone will beat Yasuo, but if he gets ahead, he does actually do something very similar to Jax level stupid.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he's so popular. I mean, he's already a popular champion just off of his mechanics alone, the crazy wild kit. But the other thing is he does really snowball crazy hard when he gets ahead. But if you play like a solid Jax, dude, there's just nothing better. There was this joke video, the guy that's talking about, like, banning the juggernauts like Darius and Garen and shit. In general, with Jax, you want to avoid a champ like Darius because he can kind of beat you up unless you really understand the matchup. You probably won't get bans in these blind pick games, and honestly, a Darius in a blind pick game, you'll still learn how to beat him.
Yeah.
Because it's lower levels, and you just got to figure out the aggression. And generally, if you can't beat him early, as Jax... You just farm and beat him later. If you hit the farm, you will beat him. Like, it's just, that's how it goes. Darius might be an exception to the rule, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Jax is just crazy late game, man. But, cool. I think this is a fair point to shut it down, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. This is helpful for you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to follow up with you. You said you want to do 2 a week?
I gotta see first. I think just 1 a week probably.
Okay, we'll
For now?
go 1 a week, yeah, and then I want you to basically, like I said, we could play more in the future after you get up there a little bit and after you've grinded
Yeah.
out some games. I'm excited to work with you and like get you up to level because I think this would be a cool like if you want to keep doing these, I think it'd be a cool series to put on YouTube
Yeah.
because I truly believe that if I work with you long enough, it's fucking free pass to diamond.
yeah.
But that's on you, like how much effort you want to put into it.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, just in the future, like for this week, for example, you play your games, you grind it out, you have fun with it. Go into the games and emphasize the smart trading. Watch this video again because there's a lot of little tidbits in there that you might have missed. But emphasize the good trading and farming. Stay away from the team fighting, dribbling, the basketball mentality. Focus on getting the farm up, and then once you get those leads, push the limits because it does you no good if you don't capitalize off your big leads too.
Yeah.
So, like, if you got a guy under turret and you're stomping him, try to manipulate his cooldowns and see, like, okay, if I get his stun down, can I dive him here? Try to figure those windows of time out where you can see, like, oh, I can actually dive this guy if I get him to break his, that Garen. If that Garen blows his silence and wastes it on you, it's like, man, if I get his silence down, can I just jump in and kill him? Like, you need to figure those limits out because once you get leads, you need to know how to really fucking snap on people. And that's what's going to take you from just kind of like breaking even in your games to fucking farming well and then shitting on everybody.
Yeah.
All right?
All right, man.
So, cool. Thank you very much, Banksy, for this. This will be on YouTube. You guys, if you enjoyed the lesson, please subscribe and all that nonsense. And if you want lessons yourself, just all you got to do is tweet me, send me a message on Twitch, whatever. Love all you guys, and I'm out. Peace, crackers.